setting the standard with expert craftsmanship, top materials, and service that keeps homeowners coming back. 4 categories, 4 wins, 1 name. Ridgetop Exteriors, your only choice for home exteriors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and experience the difference today.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty, making stories come to life.
When I called him yesterday, I said, do you have 5 minutes? He goes, well, yes and no. He said, I'm out on the water right now. I said, ooh, are you looking for another shipwreck? And he said, I am. And I said, where are you? And he said, but if I told you, then everybody would know. Others would want to know. I'm like, well, I'm not coming out to find the shipwreck right now.
Catch up anytime with our Wisconsin's Midday News podcast, powered by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
I'm with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, you get the benefit of one-on-one relationships with the James team, like when your sales rep said something unexpected. What did they say?
Hey, this is a little high. You're not printing as much as we thought you were going to print.
Then the James team member had even better news.
Correct. Let's bring that down. Let's make it a little cheaper and still keep you on the same program.
The James Managed Print Services Program. All your document output devices bundled under one invoice that includes service and supplies for one low cost per print. Nice, right, Preston?
Yes, felt great. Felt secure, Don't have to worry about, again, somebody just coming in and selling something and then walking away and never hearing from them again.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm Julia Fello. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news for Friday, October 10th. Your top story: the search continues for survivors of a plant explosion.
I'm Telly Hughes in for John McCure. Big changes are coming to the Waukesha School District.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 94, right at the ramp from 175 southbound in the Stadium interchange. We do have a crash. It is off on the right shoulder, but watch out for delays. We do see them coming out of the Zoo interchange all the way past that point. On the westbound side, you got backups from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes from the county line past Sunny Slope and Moreland Road out to Brookfield Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 63. Right now, Milwaukee, it's partly sunny and 61 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an explosion at a munitions plant in Tennessee has left several people killed, dozens missing. Ongoing detonations keeping rescuers from reaching the site. Rescue people 60 miles southwest of Nashville is where this is. Local officials call it a community tragedy. Here's a local sheriff.
About 7:45 this morning, we had a very devastating blast at Accurate Arms. Encompassed a whole building that was on the facilities. We do have several people at this time that's unaccounted for.
At this time, officials say at least 19 people are still missing.
Waukesha board members say they're exploring options for selling or even eliminating middle schools altogether.
One proposal could save more than $3 million, but has parents and teachers worried about the impact on students.
Decision makers need to spend enough time in district buildings to get to know the students and staff and see learning in action, what's currently working or not working, and where to make changes to improve student outcomes and staff satisfaction.
But the board believes this is the right decision.
We have to take some action, in our opinion, administratively, to right-size the school district of Waukesha. And if we can take some of those actions, we're very confident that we can continue to provide the service level that we continually do.
Board members say they'll continue reviewing options and seek more feedback before any set decision. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
FEMA aid is already making an impact after August's historic flooding in southeast Wisconsin. So far, the federal agency has distributed nearly $92 million for help with the flood recovery. $82 million of that has gone towards more than 15,000 residents in Milwaukee County. and more than $8 million for 1,200 residents in Waukesha County. The Small Business Administration has also approved over $10 million in disaster loans for business owners, homeowners, and renters. The deadline to apply for FEMA aid is November 12th.
Get ready for the final big traffic headache on I-894.
Hang in there. Just one more weekend left for the 894 resurfacing project that requires a 54-hour closure. Milwaukee drivers, you've been handling it like a champ. As a reminder, starting tonight at 11 p.m., 894 southbound will be closing between Greenfield Avenue and the Hill until Monday the 13th at 5:30 a.m. Along with this, they'll be closing down the ramps from 94 eastbound to southbound and westbound to southbound in the Zoo interchange to help out with traffic control. As usual, everything is weather dependent. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
You can see more details and maps on WTMJ.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:05.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. It's kindness, it's compassion, it's very specialized training. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they're doing that every single day. I've been in their places. I've seen how they love and take care of people with cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, or other related dementia symptoms. In part at Azura, they do such a great job because their staff goes through specialized training. They're going to take great care of you. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. It's Azura.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
I know why you continue to live in pain. It's because you don't believe anything can be done to help. Maybe you bought into something and you've been burned before. I mean, your skepticism. It's understandable. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. And here we use powerful, anti-inflammatory, and cushioning pharmacological medicines to ease your pain. They're FDA approved, and most medical insurance is going to pay for our treatments, including Medicare and Medicaid. And that's the litmus test. Because if insurance has shown to cover the cost of many of our patients' treatments, you can be sure it's valid medicine. It's not a biological treatment considered experimental, or some new gimmick that's trying to hook you. The Rejuvenex approach to pain relief is legitimate. It helps to alleviate pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. And from what we've seen, it gives people a new lease on their lives.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Call today, and there's a good chance we'll see you tomorrow.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. It all comes down to Saturday night for the Brewers and Cubs. Game 5 of the NLDS with the winner advancing to the NLCS.
We're going to fight back. We have all season. This is not a team that has strung together a losing streak or anything like that, and they've done it in a number of different ways. So I admire our team. I have faith in our team.
That's Brewers manager Pat Murphy following back-to-back losses in Chicago. First pitch for Saturday's winner-take-all game is scheduled for 7:08. Packers linebacker Micah Parsons is expecting a bounce-back performance from the defense after allowing 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys in Week 4.
No one thinks about a good defense. We've seen a lot of good defenses. 11, 12 weeks of the year, they're pretty good. But those other weeks, what did they look like? You know, Denver, Chicago, still get brought up because what they did consistently for 17 weeks. So, you know, we gotta be great. We gotta be great every week.
The Packers are 14 points favorites for Sunday's 3:25 kickoff against the Bengals at Lambeau. The Badgers football team resumes the Big Ten schedule Saturday night at home against Iowa. It's homecoming in Madison. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:08.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, John Mercure here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Serve in Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Julia Fello. And in for John McCure, it's Telly Hughes.
Hey, Telly, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Julia.
Did you watch last night's game?
I did.
Me too. I know. All right, let's get to it. It's part of our 3 at 3.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's afternoon news.
A must-win for Brew Crew tomorrow. Game 5 of the NLDS at home. First pitch at 7:08. When they win tomorrow, I'm just willing it into reality. Game 1 of the NLCS will be Monday. So the Brewers' playoff run is not just shaking up the scoreboard, it's turning fans' brains into emotional roller coasters, according to science. When they win, dopamine can surge for fans, gives a natural high, like you just hit a walk off yourself. A loss, if you're a huge sports fan, can cue the cortisol storm, stress level spike, serotonin dips. How about when there's critical strategic movements and moments in the game? Studies have showed that the prefrontal cortex of your brain, so right where your forehead is, spikes with activity. In this area, the brain is associated with emotional involvement and thinking, evaluative thinking. And yes, science confirms it. Heartbreak from a loss. I felt that before, where you're neurologically feeling like it's similar to real pain.
Yeah.
The brain imaging has shown that when a fan's team loses, regions of your brain associated with pain and disappointment are activated, making it really emotional. The heartbreak. Bottom line, the Brewers aren't just playing ball, they're playing with our brain chemistry.
That is way too much because there's so many emotions tied. And to me, it's actually funny having worked with professional athletes for as long as I have. A lot of times fans take it harder than the players.
I know.
Which is crazy to me. But all right, number 2, we have, Julia, an update on a bizarre story. A 35-year-old Milwaukee man accused of putting super glue in his coworker's Coca-Cola will avoid prison time.
How?
That's what I'm still trying to figure out. The Wisconsin State Fair Park Police Department received a report back on March 20th who said that the drinks on her desk had a strong chemical smell and taste, and after she drank the beverages, she would get sick for several weeks.
I remember this.
Yes, she told State Fair Police she set up a surveillance camera to monitor her drinks and ended up catching her coworker, Joseph Ross, putting something in her drink. Police interviewed Ross, and he admitted to placing a supplement into his coworker's Coke.
Oh, come on.
He admitted this. So in August, Ross actually changed his plea to a guilty plea. He pled guilty to a felony charge of placing a foreign object in edibles. On October 9th, yesterday, a judge initially sentenced him to 42 months in prison, but then stayed the sentence, placing him on 3 years probation instead.
Wow.
I am so confused because you have video evidence that this person was putting something in your drink.
Like attempted murder.
That should be. I know I would be furious if I found someone trying to put something in my drink and I had evidence and I took it to the police, and you meaning to tell me he's only going to get 3 years probation?
Okay.
For trying to kill me?
He was saying that it was something like a vitamin or something. Let me read this again.
But on top of that, though, Julia,
a supplement.
But the police went and investigated, and they found plastic gloves and an empty super glue container right next to his desk.
Okay, do you put supplements in a super glue container? Come on.
I'm blown away. I told you when I read the story, I said, no way. There are so many people that go to jail for far less things, but this dude clearly was trying to kill his coworker.
Where's that guy's mugshot? I gotta find it.
If you see the mugshot, you will see that this is someone you definitely would suspect putting something in your drink.
Oh, really?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Number 3, a new study has named the best states for hiking in America. Wisconsin made a solid showing, landing in the top 25. Strong marks for its scenic offerings at the Apostle Islands along the lakeshore, helping drive more than $93 million in local economic impact. The best in the top 3, Wyoming, best state for hiking in America, earning a near-perfect score. Hawaii, of course. New Hampshire rounded out the top 3. 3 worst on the other end. North Dakota is ranked number 1 due to poor trail infrastructure and low hiking engagement. Louisiana and Mississippi followed close behind. 3:15 on WTMJ. We have a lot of political analysis and also more layoffs with government workers. We have Ben Siegel, ABC News Deputy Political Director, joining us next. News is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Visit them at flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Traffic and then weather, Debbie Lazaga.
We'll get delays along southbound 41 from just south of Main Street in Menominee Falls down to Good Hope Road. You're back on the brakes south of Appleton Avenue heading down towards Capitol Drive. Northbound side's going to be pretty slow from just north of Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Burleigh. And we do still have this accident on 94 eastbound right at the ramp from 175 southbound in the stadium. The right shoulder is blocked with a crash there. So delays coming in from 84th Street all the way to that point. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 63. A chance of evening rain Sunday, your high will be 64 degrees. Then for Monday, a slight chance of showers, a high of 68. Tuesday, sunny, a high of 63. Wednesday, cloudy, a high of 61. Right now in Milwaukee, it's partly sunny and 63 degrees. What we're being told from the government, substantial federal layoffs are about to begin as Congress is still deadlocked over funding to end the shutdown. We have ABC News Deputy Political Director Ben Siegel with us. Ben, can you get us up to date on what's going on with the layoffs?
Well, we're on day 10 of the shutdown, and now the Trump administration is saying that they are moving to lay off federal workers. So we know that many federal workers who are not essential have been furloughed from their jobs, but now a step further, upping the pressure campaign on Democrats is this move to lay off potentially thousands of federal workers across the government, from every agency, from the Department of Health and Human Services to the Department of Education and the Treasury and IRS. And this is something that the Trump administration was warning that they would do. One of the reasons why they wanted Democrats to fund the government, because they said, if not, we will take this opportunity and the control it gives the president over the government to reshape the government in ways that they have pushed for a while. So this is the latest attempt to ratchet that up, and we are not seeing any off-ramp to this in sight.
So, Ben, it sounds like President Trump is going to use this as a bargaining tool. And when you start to say layoffs, I mean, people just don't really think about some of the things that this will affect. And one of those things that could be affected in a major way is air traffic controller operators. And is there any sort of hesitation when it comes to like things like that, where it could play a major impact in everyone's lives?
I think that's a huge concern for both parties, and it would be hard to imagine some of these laid off workers, including air traffic controllers, given the ongoing shortage in the best of times. But a lot of these air traffic controllers are working without pay, and we've seen this with shutdowns before. Unfortunately, the longer this goes on, and the more people are forced to work without pay, the more of them will call in sick, for various reasons. People can't come to work because they have to deal with child care, family care, other obligations at a time when they're not bringing home other money. So it creates this strain on the national system and leads to more delays like the ones we've been seeing. So, yeah, that's a huge risk. As this continues, both parties are acutely aware of that. But at this point, they're both sort of white-knuckling this and trying to get the other party to blink first.
We have ABC News Deputy Political Director with us, Ben Siegel. Ben, can you talk about some of the people who called into C-SPAN in a rare appearance with House Speaker Mike Johnson there? He took a variety of questions.
This is a program C-SPAN does almost every day with members of Congress. They have 3 lines for both people to call in on. You can call in on the Democratic line if you're a Democratic voter, the Republican line, or the independent line. And there was a woman from a military family yesterday who called in to ask Speaker Johnson on the Republican line why he had not had a vote to guarantee pay and continue to pay service members during the shutdown. She talked about her husband who serves, who has PTSD, and 2 children who desperately need money for medication and have health issues. So this was, the Speaker being confronted by somebody not about the Democrats failing to pass this bill in the Senate that caused the shutdown, but on his own internal strategy to send House members home in order to put pressure on Democrats in the Senate. Now, in doing that, it means the House cannot pass a bill to guarantee funding for service members during a shutdown. That has happened in the past. This time, because of this pressure campaign on Democrats, there was no vote to do that. And the Speaker, kept firm. He was very sympathetic with this woman, but he said, look, it's because of the Democrats we're here, and they're the ones who are standing between your family and a paycheck.
Wow. We have ABC News Deputy Political Director Ben Siegel. Ben, thank you.
Thank you.
So Johnson, apparently, the Speaker, what a lot of analysts are saying, including Ben Siegel, was that maybe he was at the Capitol talking like on C-SPAN to control the party's shutdown message with constant interviews and TV hits, because the C-SPAN interview, that rarely ever happens with him. Mm-hmm. And it's also spawned a whole cycle of coverage of Democrats slamming Johnson for using it as an excuse to not swear in a new member, allowing them to talk about Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, instead of answering for taking the government's hostage, they say, which the party was against until now. So Democrats stayed in Washington 2 weeks. They're criticizing the Republicans for leaving town, which voters are now picking up on and taking the focus off their tactics, according to Ben Siegel's report in the Senate, that caused the shutdown. And there was also a woman who called in on C-SPAN using a lot of criticism of Speaker Johnson. She was underscoring that during the shutdown, she said, my kids could die because they couldn't get very much needed medicines if her family experiences a lapse in pay October 15th. There's a lot of government workers. They get paid on the 1st and the 15th of the month. How interesting is it that C-SPAN has different call lines if you're a Democrat or Republican? Did you know that?
I did not know that. Wow.
I didn't know that either.
That is, yeah. I mean, because, it just seems like there won't ever be a point where people will reach across the aisle and try to come to some compromise, because if you have two different hotlines, just people are going to agree with whomever party they're with and not even pay attention to the other ones, or just slam everything the other party has to say.
Very interesting. Well, stay tuned. Time for news about your money and your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow was dropping. It was falling the most since April after Trump's China tariff threat. The stocks moved decidedly lower in a rapid move during the day today after the president threatened higher tariffs on China, accusing the country of becoming very hostile with its restrictions on rare earth metals, a key resource for tech and defense industries. So here we go. The Dow was down more than almost 2% on the day, 1.9%, down 878, ending on the day at 45,479. S&P 500 was down more than 2%, down 82. And the NASDAQ was down nearly 3%, down 820. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. The news is sponsored by Sweet Talks. Self-love starts at Sweet Talks.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Aug Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Aug Prep North, made for more. Apply today at augprep.org.
WTMJ and Sidex are back with the Beautiful Bathroom Contest. One lucky winner will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It is easy. Snap a photo of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or one you're just tired of looking at. Enter now. Text BOO, B-O-O, to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. BOO, 855-616-1620, or visit WTMJ.com and submit your picture for full contest rules.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Talk about value. When it comes to casual dining, I can't think of a better value out there. If you're looking for a way to stretch your family's dining budget, come to Marty's Pizza, where feeding your family won't cost you an arm or a leg. You know, we're reasonably priced, and that's how it's going to stay. That's why we've been around so long. We offer a quality product at the right price. Italian dinners, subs, sandwiches, salads, and of course, 100% real mozzarella cheese pizza. Find us easily online at martyspizza.net.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
There are over 690,000 people whose lives are touched by the Wisconsin retirement system, which covers local police, firefighters, publicly employed teachers, and UWM system employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a special webinar. Understand your WRS potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Retirement planning can be complex. What does your most recent statement mean for your plan? How will it work with the rest of your financial portfolio? Is there anything you're missing? No matter your age or retirement status, learn more as we walk through pension scenarios and answer WRS questions. The Annex Wealth Management financial planning team is experienced when it comes to the WRS pension and assists many clients as they move to and through retirement. Understand your WRS potential is Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. It's a complimentary webinar and is open to anyone. More information and registration at annexwealth.com/events. Annex Wealth Management is a fee-only fiduciary specializing in investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Know the difference. It starts at annexwealth.com.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Unfortunately, it's not too early to start thinking about those upcoming heating bills. At Hometown's huge New Berlin showroom, you can compare energy-efficient windows from Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and more. Like me, you'll get a dedicated project consultant to guide you to the products that best fit your home, style, and budget, along with employee carpenters who respect your home. Do what I did. Contact Hometown Windows and Doors today. Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. 414-329-1200 or online at hometownwindows.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
I'm Julia Fello. Your top story this half hour, federal worker positions on the line.
I'm Telly Hughes, and for John McCure, millions of dollars in FEMA aid are still being distributed in southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, southbound on 43. We've got some backups coming in from about Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. Back on the break, southbound south of Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. On the northbound side, we're slowing down from National Avenue through the Marquette up to North Avenue. Westbound 94 still dealing with delays from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. More backups from the Zoo all the way to Calhoun. On the eastbound side, we've got delays from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. And remember, we do have a crash off on the right shoulder right at the end of the ramp from 175 southbound in the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 63. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, as the government shutdown hit day 10 today, the director of the White House Office of Management and Budget posted that RIFs, or reduction in force, it's begun. The Budget Office says layoffs are substantial, did not give a number. Here's Illinois Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth.
They fired more veterans from their federal jobs than anywhere else in the nation's history. Donald Trump has been wanting to do this, right? He's been firing federal workers. And again, this is because of his own personal agenda.
The Senate is not set to vote again on measures to end the government shutdown until next Tuesday.
FEMA aid is already making an impact after August's historic flooding in southeast Wisconsin. So far, the federal agency has distributed nearly $92 million to help with flood recovery. $82 million of that has gone to over 15,000 residents in Milwaukee County and over $8 million for 1,200 residents in Waukesha County. The U.S. Small Business Administration has also approved just over $10 million in disaster faster loans for business owners, homeowners, and renters. The deadline to apply for FEMA aid is November 12th.
A teen is recovering after an early morning shooting. It happened at midnight this morning near 22nd Street. An 18-year-old was taken to the hospital for their injuries. Milwaukee police say they are searching for the shooter.
Adding new officers to the Milwaukee Police Department.
The recruits graduated from the police academy Friday morning after months of training in law enforcement, community relations, and public safety.
It's relief. It's relief. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, but I feel relief. I'm really excited to get out there in Milwaukee, help the citizens, so that's what it's all about, but I'm excited.
Officer Aaron Miller tells WTMJ.
I'm from Illinois, so I frequent Milwaukee a little bit because I'm from, like I said, Illinois, Gurnee area, but no, I'm not from Milwaukee at all, but it's a great city with a great lake. So why not, right?
Now the officers will begin patrol for the Milwaukee Police Department. Nicer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Waukesha school officials are considering a plan that could close buildings and shift grade levels district-wide. Enrollment fell by nearly 3,000 students since 2013, and district leaders say restructuring could save millions of dollars. Special education teacher and parent Sarah Withers tells the board,
"These students thrive when they are supported by educators who understand their unique learning styles and when they have access to tailored resources that meet their learning goals. Disrupting this structure risks creating setbacks in progress that can take years to recover from."
Board members say they will continue reviewing options and seek more feedback before making any decisions.
As the Brewers prep for the final matchup of the NLDS, fans can't contain their excitement. Brewers fan Max Hoffman was one of the people packed into Lenningkugel's barrel yard to watch Game 4. He tells WTMJ the location for the last game matters.
I want to be surrounded by the best atmosphere that I possibly can, and I figured there is no better spot on the planet to have a better Brewers atmosphere right now than AmFam Field.
Hoffman says he's also superstitious, so to ensure a win, he's been wearing the same sweatshirt every day since Game 1. 7 days ago.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. It all comes down to tomorrow night for the Brewers and Cubs, Game 5 of the NLDS, with the winner advancing to the NLCS.
We're going to fight back. We have all season. This is not a team that has strung together a losing streak or anything like that, and they've done it in a number of different ways. So I admire our team. I have faith in our team.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy there following the back-to-back losses in Chicago. First pitch for tomorrow's game is scheduled for 7:08 p.m. Packers linebacker Micah Parsons expecting to bounce back performance from the defense after allowing 40 points to the Cowboys in Week 4.
No one thinks about a good defense. We've seen a lot of good defenses. 11, 12 weeks of the year, they're pretty good. But those other weeks, what did they look like? Denver, Chicago, still get brought up because what they did consistent for 17 weeks. So, we got to be great. We got to be great every week.
The Packers are 14-point favorites for Sunday's 3:25 kickoff against the Bengals at home. Badgers football teams resume the Big Ten schedule tomorrow night at home against Iowa for a 6 o'clock kick. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 3:37.
Are you looking to upgrade your kitchen before the holidays, everything coming up? You have to visit Appliance Gallery. It's located right on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee. WTMJ's Julia Fello here. When I walked in for the first time at Appliance Gallery, I felt like I was stepping into dozens of different kitchens, getting so many ideas. It truly gets your imagination going. It's the most up-to-date showroom in our state, family-owned, so wonderful. The staff is amazing. You'll find top luxury brands there like Wolf, Sub-Zero, Cove, GE Cafe, and more. There's other luxury brands, too, where you can customize with colors. Their professional in-house installers are experts in both panel-ready and freestanding installations. They'll collaborate directly with your designer, your contractor, or remodeler, and bring your dream kitchen to life. Stop into their stunning showroom on Wisconsin Avenue or head to appliancegallerywi.com. That's appliancegallerywi.com.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Like PrimeGuard RV and Marine Premium Antifreeze, just $2.99 a gallon. Sta-Bil Gasoline Stabilizer, $10.99 a quart. Motor Medic Instant Starting Fluid, only $4.49. Plus, we offer Blaine's Best Price Promise, guaranteeing you the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Right here at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Happy Friday. You got to the weekend. Congratulations. So glad that you're with us and spending time with us. John is on vacation. Week 2 on his listener trip in Asia. If you look at his Facebook, you can see some really great photos with him and his wife on a river, on a boat cruise. It's really, really interesting and fun. He'll have so many stories to tell. But first, let's do the weekend review. Get you up to date in less than 5 minutes. The Division Series heats up. Microsoft just pulled out. A minor accident turns deadly and more. It's the weekend review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back to the shack.
Swing and a fly ball hit to right. Back is Frelick. Bush hits a leadoff home run.
Oh, hell no.
Throw across the diamond is going to be late. 3 for 3 for Jackson Churio. It's 9-1. Bowers has it, takes it to the bag, and game 1 belongs to the Brewers.
The Brewers out-homered the Mets in the 3-game wild card series last year. That didn't work out for them either. Can a team like the Brewers, who do not rely on power, actually win a pennant? Because the last 10 years or so in this data-driven world say you can't.
If Democrats think they're going to push me out, it's not going to happen.
Robin Voss can't help himself as far as like making a couple digs when he can. Like him or not like him, Robin Voss is very good at his job.
But potentially more publicly, we're hearing him now say that he's considering hanging it up.
Milwaukee Public Schools students learning life-saving lessons inside the Survive Alive house.
We've heard that there's been like 2,000 fires that start because of those sort of batteries. You got to make sure that you tell your parents and everybody else around you that you cannot throw those things in the regular track.
Fly ball, left field. Hap on the warning track. Hap at the wall. It's gone!
But I'm not done yet.
Oh, please, Mr. Wild Bill.
Too late. Bye-bye baseball. William Contreras admiring.
But I'm not done yet.
The lights are never too bright for the 21-year-old Jackson Churio.
Turns out Democrat Josh Kaul is not going to seek election for governor. He is going to seek re-election as Attorney General. He seemed very invested in the work that the Department of Justice in Wisconsin is doing.
The government shutdown is now impacting air travel. There's been an uptick in sick calls from air traffic controllers. Staffing shortages are leading to flight delays.
Amazon Prime Day today. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that Telly has never used Amazon. Ever.
I know that sounds like that is just straight blasphemy. I'll just go to the store.
Best Buy, I'm assuming.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Microsoft has pulled its plans for a data center in Caledonia.
Something's going there. It's not going to stay farmland. Careful what you say no to. On board the Brewers Express right now, WTMJ's Adam Roberts on a moving train at the moment. Adam?
So there are plenty of Brewers fans on, but there are definitely people who are typing a quick accounts receivable report for someone at the Hancock building like, what is going on? I'm just trying to get to work.
Good. We can watch the game.
Struck him out swinging with a fastball, and the Brewers leave the bases loaded in the 8th.
This sucks.
The Wisconsin Center District commissioned a study on best uses of Miller High Life Theater and the UWM Panther Arena.
There is no plan, there is no discussion about demolishing either or both of those buildings.
It happened near 49th and Mill as an off-duty officer was driving to work. A car cut him off and they got into a minor accident. As they were assessing the damage, the 26-year-old driver got out of his car and pistol whipped the officer in the mouth. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says they exchanged gunfire and the man died on scene.
How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation? Unacceptable.
The 40-year-old officer is currently being treated at the hospital.
The $80 million project focused on preserving the history of the building on Wells and Water while improving accessibility.
I think that for those who've been here before, every experience I'm confident will be better in this new theater. There's not a bad sightline in the theater.
The new Milwaukee Reps grand opening is a concert with Tony Award winner Bernadette Peters.
Ground ball to short. Swanson has it. Throws to first, and a Game 5 is coming up on Saturday in Milwaukee.
going to fight back. We have all season. I admire our team. I have faith in our team, and we'll be ready to play. I'm certain we'll be ready to play in Game 5.
I hope for your sake you're right this time.
What a week, eh?
What a week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Weekend Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Coming up next, Attorney General Josh Kaul. He will join me. No government run. He's not going to do that. He's running for re-election. He talks about the National Guard in Illinois, immigration issues, abortion issues, medical marijuana, goes after Tom Tiffany, a congressman running for governor, and more. That's coming up.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 10.23 to 11.5 ounce selected varieties Mars Fun Size Candy, $4.49. 8.1 to 11.5 ounce selected varieties Bear Creek Soup Mix, $3.49. 128 ounce pale selected varieties Blue Ribbon Frozen Dairy Dessert, $5.99. 64 ounce selected varieties Sunny D Citrus Drinks, 2 for $3.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Ryan Sternad, he's one of us.
You want to vote for a governor. You do have many to choose from who have elected experience. Or you can choose the one of us candidate. Hi, I'm Ryan Sternad, and you pronounce my last name like you are stirring a pot. In fact, I sometimes do. I'm a U.S. Army veteran who works for a living. I may have even served you at the stadium. I started drinks in the seats. Sure, I don't have elected experience, but I do have working class experience. Won't you want your governor to know what it's like to be in your shoes and to govern that way? I stick up for people who want to make money, and I was vocal in getting in-seat alcohol vending back when the crowd capacity returned to practically 100% in 2021. As governor, I'll fight to tax the wealthy. That's one of the reasons I became a Democrat 24 years ago. For more, go to RyanSternadForGovernor.com.
Paid for by Ryan Sternad for Governor.
If you missed this,
Jonathan Lavoie, renowned criminal defense attorney, is a partner at Kim and Lavoie, and he is with us.
I think there's a real shot that the judge may allow for some type of bail with very strict conditions.
Or this.
The amount of damage done to the Iran nuclear sites. Can you talk about that?
He continues to argue that they were completely destroyed, that they were obliterated.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com. Presented by Dave Draycamp Heating.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Want to save big on your next home improvement project? Visit extpros.com today for expert services at unbeatable prices.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga, how are the roads?
Well, we've got delays along southbound 41, pretty hefty ones from the county line all the way down past Good Hope Road. Back on the break south of Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. And again from Wisconsin Avenue all the way down through the Zoo Interchange to about the Hale Interchange. We've got the northbound side backing up from just about Watertown Plank Road all the way up through the Burleigh area, almost up to Capitol Drive, so careful with that. Southbound 43, you've got delays making your way down from Bender Road down through the Capitol Drive area, and it stretches all the way down over the high-rise bridge to about Beecher, back on the brakes right past the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 63 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny, a chance of evening rain, a high of 64 degrees. And then Monday, a slight chance of showers, a high of 68. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 63 degrees. Big news this week when our state's Attorney General Josh Kaul says he's not running for governor. Instead, he wants to keep his current seat and is officially running for re-election. He joins us now on the Talk and Text line. Attorney General Kaul, thank you for joining us on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Thanks for having me.
Did you weigh running for governor?
I did. It's something I seriously considered as I thought about the 2026 elections, but for a combination of reasons, both personal and because of the importance of the work that AG's offices around the country, including our office, are doing and going to continue doing, I decided to run for re-election. I'm excited to be doing so. There's a lot of important work that, like I said, has been done by the Wisconsin Department of Justice, and there's a lot of important progress we need to keep making. I'm looking forward to continue working to fight for Wisconsinites.
Okay, so can we talk, Mr. Attorney General, about the National Guard? A judge just across the Wisconsin border in Illinois blocked the Trump administration's deployment of the National Guard, and it's got a lot of us wondering if those National Guard members will just come to Wisconsin. Could that happen?
Well, I don't think that those same members will be redeployed necessarily. For this to even become an issue, the president would need to take a particular action. If that does happen, we will work to fight that here in Wisconsin, just as other states have. But I think it's important to talk about what's going on around the country, because there are now multiple different places, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Portland, California, where there have been these attempts to deploy National Guard troops into American cities. And that's just fundamentally consistent with the type of government we've had literally since the founding of our republic. In free countries, we have law enforcement conducted by police agencies, not by militaries. And it's the kind of thing you see in countries that have fundamentally different systems, countries that aren't free. So I think it's critical that we work to uphold our values, to stand by the system that has served this country so well for so long, and to ensure that our communities are policed by law enforcement, trained law enforcement, not by militarized National Guard members.
So I was talking to TMJ4 News' Charles Benson just yesterday. He's on the ground in Illinois, and he was trying to explain what was going on. So, Attorney General Kaul, why is this not normal? You know, the New York Times was saying that what could happen in the future is that the National Guard could be in front of polling locations in the future. Why would that not be normal? Why is all of this not normal to you?
Well, that's the kind of thing that's normal in a dictatorship. Using troops to control the way that citizens act, using troops to override the judgments of elected officials, that's the kind of thing we associate with authoritarianism. And you can see it in countries around the globe that are not free like our country. In a free country, it's that we, the people, who decide how our system of government is run. It's we, the people, who decide who our elected officials are. You don't have, a federal militarized force coming in to try to override what local government is doing. And yet that's what's happening in some of these cities. So this is a real concern to our liberty. It's fundamentally inconsistent with anything we have seen throughout the course of American history. There have been rare occasions when there have been deployments that the president puts into place of National Guard troops, but they've been in truly exceptional circumstances. What we're seeing here is something very different. That's very concerning, particularly given all of the other actions President Trump has taken to defy the law and to try to concentrate power in his own hands while taking it away from others, including Congress and the states.
We have Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul with us. He's running for re-election. Attorney General Kaul, there's a lot you still want to get done. In particular, when I worked for TMJ4 News Television, I followed you throughout the abortion right debate. So right now, the Wisconsin Supreme Court in July 2025 made the procedure legal with existing restrictions. What do you think could happen, let's say, if Congressman Tom Tiffany, Republican, became the next governor of Wisconsin? I mean, what are you still working on for abortion rights here in Wisconsin?
We've made some significant progress recently because for about a 15-month period after Roe v. Wade was overturned, access to safe and legal abortion was essentially unavailable in the state of Wisconsin. because providers were concerned that they may be prosecuted if they provided access to abortion. My administration went to court. We argued for a ruling making clear that the law dating back to the mid-19th century was not a sweeping criminal abortion ban, as many had suggested. And we've been successful in that case. And now the state Supreme Court has made clear that that law is not in effect as a ban on abortion, and that abortion is legal up to a certain point in Wisconsin. But that doesn't mean that the threats to access are done. And you just mentioned one of those threats. If a Republican is elected governor like Tom Tiffany, they could sign into law legislation that would severely restrict abortion. And Tom Tiffany has previously supported significant restrictions on access to abortion. So this is going to remain a legislative issue, and it's important that we elect candidates who are going to support reproductive freedom. And we're also seeing an impact now from the federal government, because the so-called Big Beautiful Bill included provisions that are defunding Planned Parenthoods that continue to provide abortion access. And so recently, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin stopped providing that access, which means that there's going to be significantly restricted access in Wisconsin to providers that don't include Planned Parenthood. My administration is challenging that part of the Big Beautiful Bill in court. We're arguing that Planned Parenthood was improperly targeted by that legislation. And so we'll see how that shakes out. But both what's happening federally and what could happen in the state are going to continue impacting this going forward. And so I'm proud to be somebody who has stood up for reproductive rights. We've made real progress, and I'm going to continue advocating for the best interests of the reproductive health of women in Wisconsin.
And Attorney General Call, this is my last question, but it's growing more and more in the spotlight. Democrats running for governor I've spoken to, County Executive Crowley of Milwaukee County, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, former head of WEDC, Missy Hughes, beer vendor Brian Sternad, all are supporting legalizing medicinal marijuana in our state. What's your position on that?
Well, I certainly think we should take the step of making medical marijuana legal for a few different reasons. First, there are people who are suffering from severe illnesses who I believe would benefit from having access to medical marijuana. And I certainly think we should give people the opportunity to try that as a solution for people who are suffering from severe pain. The other thing is, we continue to be in the midst of an opioid epidemic, and I would much rather see people using medical marijuana rather than opioids in a lot of cases because of the concerns that have come from addiction. And so I think this is a smart way for us to change how we're approaching this, and hopefully, either in the current legislative session, there have been some proposals, though they don't seem to be very likely to pass. But hopefully in the future, we'll have legislation passed that moves us forward in this front.
He is Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul, who's with us, running for re-election for his current seat. Attorney General Kaul, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, WTMJ, Steve Scafidi here. Are you a member of the State of Wisconsin Pension Program? If so, you may have questions about your benefits and what they mean to your retirement plan. Join me along with Annex Wealth Management Director of Financial Planning Eric Strom and Senior Financial Planner Tom Burkholz on October 21st at 3:30 p.m. We'll discuss fundamentals, like how to look at your statement, and go deeper looking at case studies that may help relieve concerns and answer your questions about WRS. That's Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Register now. Visit WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. I know that, and I know I get it with Pella. They've worked in our house, and we trust them inherently. A lot of customers maybe have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust Pella with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Gina Della leads an incredible team, whether it's in their showroom, which is incredible, the Experience Center in Brookfield, or whether it's when they're in your house sitting down at the kitchen table or measuring up your stuff, Pella will get it done every single time, and the attention to detail they gave us, man, unbelievable. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month. You get 0% interest for up to 5 years. 0 for 5. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanner's Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanner's has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanner's, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanner's in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Tune in this Sunday to hear my full interview with new physician Dr. Damrow. To learn more or to make an appointment, visit orthowisconsin.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm Julia Fello. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news for Friday, October 10th. Your top story, rescue crews continuing to search for survivors of a munitions plant explosion.
I'm Telly Hughes in for John McCure, swearing in new members of the Milwaukee Police Department.
I'm Debbie Lazago. Westbound on 94, seeing delays from 76th Street through the Zoo interchange all the way past Moreland. On the eastbound side, we got backups heading through the Zoo all the way to about 35th Street. There is an accident right in the stadium interchange, still off on the right shoulder. Luckily not causing too much of an issue. Northbound on 4394, backing up out of the Plainfield curve all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. Southbound side, we're seeing those backups from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette down to the KK River crossing. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 63 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 64 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, multiple people believed to be dead after a massive explosion at a military-grade explosive manufacturing plant. It's about 50 miles west of Nashville. ABC's Alex Stone.
19 people who were at the manufacturing plant when it exploded are now missing. Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis says there are people who are dead. The building they were in was destroyed. The building ripped into chunks of debris in the blast.
It's probably been one of the most devastating situations that I've been on in my career.
He says they have no idea what exploded or why. The ATF and FBI will work to better understand that, which he says will likely take a long time. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Milwaukee's newest police officers are officially on the force. Friends and family packed the police academy today to celebrate the recruits who are ready to serve their city. Officer Colin Bertrand tells WTMJ.
Well, a lot of people complain about policing today, and I figured instead of sitting there complaining, I want to go and be the change that I want to see and what people want to see. I bet you some of the other people said, don't forget your why. I fully agree with that. And you also got to understand that if you want to do something great, there's going to be hardships and obstacles that you got to overcome.
Officer Bertrand was one of the 25 officers to be sworn into the force.
FEMA aid is already making an impact after August historic flooding in southeast Wisconsin. So far, the federal agency has distributed nearly $92 million to help with flood recovery. $82 million of that has gone to more than 15,000 residents in Milwaukee County, more than $8 million for 1,200 residents in Waukesha County. The U.S. Small Business Administration has also approved just more than $10 million in disaster loans for business owners, homeowners, and renters. The deadline to apply for FEMA aid is November 12th.
If you're looking for in-person help with applying for FEMA flooding aid, reach out to a disaster recovery center. The location at Wauwatosa City Hall closes today, but a new one opens up Monday at the West Allis Senior Center. The Milwaukee DRC at McNair Elementary School will remain open through mid-November. You are not required to go to a disaster recovery center to receive FEMA assistance. The deadline to apply for FEMA aid is November 12th. You can find more information about the centers and FEMA assistance on our website, WTMJ.com.
Waukesha school officials are considering a plan that could close buildings and shift grade levels district-wide. The enrollment, they say, has fallen by nearly 3,000 students since 2013. The districts say that they're bleeding millions of dollars. Special education teacher and parent Heather Withers told the board.
These students thrive when they are supported by educators who understand their unique learning styles and when they have access to tailored resources that meet their learning goals. Disrupting this structure risks creating setbacks in progress that can take years to recover from.
Board members say they'll continue reviewing options and seek more feedback before making any decisions.
Brewer fans are staying positive ahead of tomorrow's series-deciding game between the Brewers and Cubs at American Family Field. Tim Brandon joined the crowd watching Game 4. He tells WTMJ it's important to keep the faith.
Nothing we as fans do have any outcome on the game. It's all in the players and the staff's hands to put out a good product, and I have faith in Matt Arnold and the entire Brewers organization to do exactly that.
Braden says he truly believes in the Euchre magic to make a World Series win happen.
Get ready for a big traffic headache on 894.
Hang in there. Just one more weekend left for the 894 resurfacing project that requires a 54-hour closure. Milwaukee drivers, you've been handling it like a champ. As a reminder, starting tonight at 11 p.m., 894 southbound will be closing between Greenfield Avenue and the Hill until Monday the 13th at 5:30 a.m. Along with this, they'll be closing down the ramps from 94 eastbound to southbound and westbound to southbound in the Zoo interchange to help out with traffic control. As usual, everything is weather dependent. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:06.
Everyone needs a plumber in their contacts list. And I've got yours, Vince Vetrano here. It's Horner Plumbing. We had a big job on the Vetrano home, needed to move the water hookups for the washer dryer and refrigerator, and we turned to the trusted experts for more than 50 years in southeast Wisconsin, Horner Plumbing. CJ and Kaylee, they did a great job at the house. All the follow-up with Horner was amazing. Great work and outstanding customer service. Get started now at Horner Plumbing. That's HornerPlumbing.com.
Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call. That's all sports desk. It all comes down to Saturday night for the Brewers and Cubs. Game 5 of the NLDS, with the winner taking all, advancing to the NLCS.
We're going to fight back. We have all season. This is not a team that has strung together a losing streak or anything like that, and they've done it in a number of different ways. So I admire our team. I have faith in our team.
That was Brewers manager Pat Murphy following back-to-back losses in Chicago. First pitch for Saturday's game is scheduled for 7:08. Packers linebacker Micah Parsons is expecting a bounce-back performance from the defense after allowing 40 points to the Cowboys in their Week 4 tie.
No one thinks about a good defense. We've seen a lot of good defenses. 11, 12 weeks of the year, they're pretty good. But those other weeks, what did they look like? You know, Denver, Chicago, still get brought up because what they did consistent for 17 weeks. So, you know, we gotta be great. We gotta be great every week.
The Packers are 14 points favorites for Sunday's 3:25 kickoff against the Bengals at Lambeau. The Badgers football team resumes the Big Ten schedule Saturday night. It's homecoming in Madison against Iowa. That will be a 6 o'clock kickoff. Badger Sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:09.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Fall season is such a beautiful time of year in Wisconsin. This is Eric Brown from Siding Unlimited to let you know our home might say different. This time of year starts to wreak havoc on homes. There has been so much moisture in the form of morning dew or condensation, evening thunderstorms, or soon to be snow. Is your home up for the challenge? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's trusted roofing crew. A roof with Siding Unlimited has more asphalt compared to the competition, better underlayment, metal flashings, drip edges, and gutters, and the strongest warranty in the roofing industry. Siding Unlimited leaves you with a stronger roof, clean yard, and the best protection against Wisconsin's harsh weather. Call Siding Unlimited at 262-567-4513 today or visit sidingunlimited.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Julia Fello, and in for John McCure, it's Telly Hughes.
So Telly, every Friday we air our Everyday Hero, and this one is a four-legged furry friend.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. It's one of my favorite stories. Here's Eric Bilstad with the story.
An everyday hero is when we on Wisconsin's Morning News celebrate an average John or Jane or Fido who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Destin, Florida, there in the Panhandle. Okaloosa Sheriff's Deputy Devon Miller, she was called to a home on a report of a missing woman. It was late. It was 10:30 at night. Elderly man says his 86-year-old wife went out for a walk with the dog, and she never came back.
She never takes more than 10 or 15 minutes. It's almost an hour now. It's over an hour now.
Okay, do you know what breed the
So the whole interaction was caught on the deputy's body cam. This woman never came home. Very dark where they lived, which is near a golf course. So Deputy Miller gets the description, heads out to her squad car.
There's the dog.
And as she's driving through that neighborhood, she spots the dog.
Hi, baby. Where's your mom?
So the deputy gets out of the squad. You can hear her there. She's talking to the dog, who starts leading her in a direction. Through a front yard, beside a home, onto a golf course, all in the dark, by the way. Not a lot of lights in this area. And she sees the woman lying near a sidewalk.
I've got you, ma'am. Hey, ma'am, can you tell me what happened?
Amazingly, the woman is okay. She had taken a tumble. She couldn't get up, and the dog was looking for help, it would appear. She was even surprised at what the Fido did.
He wouldn't believe. He kept coming back to me. He ran up to my car, and I said, bring me to your mommy, and he ran back here. He come up to your car.
She would have been out there all night if it wasn't for this pup.
Oh, Eeyore, you're a good boy. Grandma loves you. Good boy, Eeyore.
The video is amazing. You can see it from the body cam. Just text the word hero to the Saturday Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. You are a good boy, Eeyore. Thanks for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Here's the secret no one's telling you about those trendy weight loss shots. Many people gain the weight back after stopping, but there's a better way. Using the Milwaukee Weight Loss proprietary natural-based program, we've helped thousands of people not just lose weight, but keep it off long-term. You can lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 8 weeks while protecting your muscle mass. No side effects, no rebounds. Ready to transform your body for life? You can do this. Schedule your free consultation today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here. After a summer in the maintenance phase, feeling great, looking great, I'm back in reduction mode with the goal to lose 10 more pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. That means I'll have lost 50 pounds since January. The best part, none of the intense workouts, none of the meals, kits, or shakes, no meds, no injections. Many patients see 20 to 30 pounds plus come off in just a month or two. You can do it. I did it. Book your free consultation today at 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
There's no better place to catch the natural wonders of fall than Lake Geneva. Stroll a lakeshore path in a kaleidoscope of color. Explore winding rustic roads. Take a scenic boat tour or glide through a forest on a zip line. At night, stargaze from a historic observatory, cozy up to a campfire, or have a cocktail on the patio. Enjoy the seasonal bounty at orchards, wineries, and farms with flavors to savor. Plan your fall getaway now at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for fall fun.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
Traffic and then weather, Debbie Lasaga.
All right. Well, definitely seeing those delays out there. We've got eastbound on 94, just a bit backed up from Highway 83 heading towards Elmhurst Road. So that's something to keep in mind. We've also got more delays between Highway F and Springdale Road, back on the brakes from the zoo all the way to 35th Street. And you do still have this accident off on the right shoulder. Squad finally pulled up with it. It is out of traffic, though, right about in the stadium interchange. Southbound 43, heavy from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette, down to about Beecher. You're back on the brakes right past the KK River. We've got the northbound side slowing down from the Plainfield curve up to the KK River crossing. And then on southbound 41, heavy ride past Good Hope Road. Then you are back on the brakes from Wisconsin Avenue all the way down through the zoo to about the Hale interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, partly cloudy. Tonight will be a low of 50. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 63. Sunday, mostly sunny, a chance of evening rain. Your high will be 64. Then on Monday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny, a high of 68. And Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 63 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it's mostly sunny and 65 degrees.
From sidelines to the locker room.
This is unlike anything else that's ever happened in franchise history. Now, I know what I'm saying when I say that.
And everything in between.
How many times are you going to come to my press conference late? We got a rule in the team meeting. You don't interrupt the meeting. Sit your butt outside.
No one covers the team like Jason Wilde.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, but I don't do enough politics.
It's time to get caught up on the green and gold on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Jason, how you doing this Friday?
I'm great, Julia. Great to be with you and Telly. It's such an honor.
Who's going to be our kicker on Sunday? What's going on with that?
What's up with that? What's up with that?
What is up with that?
I love that skit.
I do love that skit. Jason Sudeikis is dancing, which he carries over into Ted Lasso, is amazing.
Yes.
I think it's going to be Brandon McManus. Brandon McManus told us that he's been through this before. I went and looked it up. He's He wasn't lying, and not that I thought that he was. 2022, he had a similar injury to his quadriceps when he was kicking for the Broncos. It happened on Wednesday, just like it did this week. He did not kick the rest of the week. We don't know if he kicked today or not. It was after we were kicked out of practice. But he was able to go that Sunday 3 years ago. He kicked a 53-yard field goal, a 41-yard field goal, and then another 50-yard field goal. And then with them losing 10-9 on the last play of the game, he attempted a 63-yard field goal. You don't send a guy out there with a bad quad to try something like that. So if he feels like he'll be ready, I think that we should expect that. But Matt LaFleur told us this morning, you know, we still have to protect ourselves against that. So they had a couple of guys in for workouts, and they'll keep monitoring him until we get to Sunday.
So, Jason, you are here to tell us that the Packers are refreshed, rejuvenated off this bye week, and we're going to see the Week 1 Packers come Sunday afternoon at Lambeau against the Bengals, right?
Sure. If that's what I'm here to tell you, then I'll be happy to tell you that. I don't know if I'd be fully telling the truth, though, Telly. I mean, look, their injury list is long. They're going to be without one of their backup offensive linemen, but more importantly, they're going to be without not one, not two, but three starting offensive linemen potentially. Their left tackle, Rasheed Walker, their left guard, Aaron Banks, and their right tackle, Zach Tom, are all listed as questionable. Now, I think all three are going to play, but none of them will be at 100%. Zach Tom told us today after practice that unlike the Cleveland game, where he lasted all of one snap before he had to come out because he was in such pain after trying to play through his oblique injury and getting smushed by Myles Garrett, he feels like he can go the distance this week. They need him to. Even though this is not a great defense they're facing, you start to lose pieces up front, and it can short-circuit your entire offense.
Yeah, it just seems like the offensive line has just been ravaged with injuries. And like you said, this is still an NFL defense. They may not be the best, but when you have a lot of injuries, that can really change the game plan for Jordan Love and the Packers. And just thinking about that, I mean, this is a really important game for the Packers. Even just from a confidence standpoint, don't you think, Jason? Not a must-win game, but after coming off a loss and a tie, I think you want to get back kind of on the winning vibes again, don't you?
Yeah, no doubt, Telly. I mean, look, it's a non-conference game. It's an AFC opponent. I was thinking today about just how many weird things I've seen happen in Packers-Bengals games. There was a year that a guy named Antoine Odom had 5 sacks in a game here at Lambeau. There was another year when I was still traveling, when the Packers were struggling that year. I think it might have been 2005. They're in position to try and win the game. Favre drops back to throw, and some guy has jumped out of the stands and run the length of the field and takes the ball out of Favre's hand.
What? I don't remember this.
You got to find this on YouTube. Cincinnati Bengals fan Brett Favre. If you Google that, you'll find, I think, the video. The guy runs up and, like, in all seriousness, if he had much more wicked intentions, it could have been really bad. I mean, what a failure of security. But he gets all the way up to Favre. Favre has taken the snap, and he's in position to throw, and they whistle it dead. And the guy's coming from behind Favre. So he doesn't know why they're whistling the play dead. And all of a sudden this guy grabs the ball from him and starts running around the field like that commercial with the emu and or the lemur or whatever it is. It's unbelievable. So there's been some weird things, but to your point, Telly, they need this to get back on the winning side of things and kind of be able to say, hey, this is who we are. We're not who we were in that game against Cleveland. We're not who we were in that tie against the Dallas Cowboys.
I agree. Okay, so what's up with Joe Flacco? Is he's with the Bengals now, right?
He is. I mean, who knows who he'll be with next week? But yeah, he's with the Bengals now.
Who are the Packers playing?
And I was exactly look for him to replace an injured Aaron Rodgers in 2 weeks in Pittsburgh. No, look, they had to do something. The guy that replaced Joe Burrow after his injury is a guy named Jake Browning, who actually played pretty well the last time Burrow was hurt, but he'd thrown 8 interceptions in a little over 3 games. You can't win that way. So they had to do something. What's crazy is this is the second time in my career that the Packers have faced a quarterback with a different team that they faced earlier in the year. In 2011, they faced Kyle Orton when he was a member of the Broncos, and then later that year they faced him again as the quarterback for the Chiefs because he'd been traded. And what was amazing was the Packers were undefeated at the time. They had beaten the Broncos and Kyle Orton, and then when they faced the Chiefs, it was their first loss of the season. They've been 13-0. So Kyle Orton did beat them once. Flacco's trying to do it twice in the same year.
Jason getting style points with all these facts.
I'm telling you, walking encyclopedia. But nowadays, people don't even know what an encyclopedia or what the source is because there's Google. Jason, real quick, Christian Watson, how has he been looking? How is he progressing? And do you think the Packers will utilize the entire 21-day window to activate him?
I don't think so, Telly. Good question. They did rule him out for Sunday, which I think is smart, and I said that all along. But Matt LaFleur, once he said he's not going to play Sunday, there was a pause, and then he said, but he's looked damn good. And he was, like you could tell, he's really excited to get Christian Watson back out there. He's just a unicorn of a player. They have no one quite like him. They have a fast guy in Matthew Golden, but they don't have a guy that's 6'4.5" and runs like the wind like Christian Watson does. Really smart guy, too. They're excited to have him back. I would think that it's either next week or for the Steelers game, but the sooner the better for the team, but they got to be smart about him. He's still coming off a serious knee injury.
All right, Jason Wilde. Catch Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon on weekdays. And also, Wilde has incredible articles on channel3000.com. Jason, thank you.
You got it, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care. Be good.
Time for news about your money and your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow dropped big time. S&P also fell the most since April after Donald Trump's China tariff threat. There were live updates throughout the day. The stocks moved decidedly after the president threatened higher tariffs on China, accusing China of becoming very hostile with restrictions on rare earth metals, a key resource for tech, defense industry. So here we go. The Dow was down on the day 1.9%, down 878 points. It ended at 45,479. S&P 500 down more than 2%, down 182. NASDAQ down more than 3.5%, down 820. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. The news is sponsored by Sweet Talks. Self-love starts at Sweet Talks.
Hey, John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin, locally owned landscape company that's fantastic. I know because they're doing the work in my yard. From their crews to the design consultants to the admin team, they're going to take great care of you when you're taking care of your home or your business. Joe, the guy working at my house, made a good observation. He was out there the other day and said, hey, what about bulbs? They're beautiful in the spring. Think about getting on the schedule for the fall today. You want a beautiful yard next year? You need to put some work into it this year. They are the real deal. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check it out. LandworksWisconsin.com.
Green and Gold Insiders is sponsored by Window Nation.
How do you want your backyard to look? New deck, patio, shade area, pergola, fire pit, in-ground pool, outdoor kitchen, or all of it? Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build your space, and everyone will scream wow when they see your new backyard. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hey, John Mercure here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Served in Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of local market knowledge. Not to mention the savings you'll see after you get our best commission right up front, which, by the way, is only 1.9% on the listing side of your home. Join that together and you can be sure that you've chosen the right real estate experts who have the experience to market your home effectively and give you a commission that'll end up paying for things like new furniture. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. They saved over $50,000 after we sold their home at only 1.9%. You don't have to pay 6% to market and sell your home. Hundreds of Century 21 Benefit Realty clients will attest. You can get it all for only 1.9%. The more value your home has, the more important it is to find the best real estate commission and the marketing ability to get top dollar. And with Century 21 behind us, that's what we have. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Looking for a newer, nicer used vehicle? The Ewald Automotive Group can help increase your purchase power. During our used car rate reduction sales event, shop 600 quality pre-owned vehicles with no money down and no payments until 2026. Interest rates are coming down, so let us try to improve your situation today. It costs nothing other than a few minutes of your time to check us out. Go to ewaldauto.com for locations, inventory, and more. You'll be glad you did.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Breast reconstruction is an important aspect of comprehensive breast cancer care, offering the opportunity to restore breast shape following mastectomy. Here to tell us more about breast reconstruction, including timing and approaches to reconstruction, is Dr. Patrick Hettinger, a Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin plastic surgeon. Dr. Hettinger, what is breast reconstruction?
Breast reconstruction is part of the surgical care for our breast cancer patients. Our goals in breast reconstruction include creating a size, shape, and symmetry that the patient is happy with. There are multiple options for timing in breast reconstruction. Immediately at the time of the cancer surgery, staged 1 or 2 weeks after cancer surgery, or delayed months or even years after the cancer treatment. There are 2 paths that a patient can go down. One path involves an implant-based reconstruction. The other uses their own tissue. Our gold standard is the abdominal tissue, which provides a lifelong reconstruction.
How do patients choose which option might be best for them?
The patient is the ultimate decider. However, with input from the surgical team, we develop a treatment plan that is ideal for that patient. In an implant-based reconstruction, the recovery time is a little bit less. However, implants may need to be exchanged over time. We also take into account donor sites if patients have adequate tissue to offer for breast reconstruction. We use a multidisciplinary approach to breast cancer care with a very comprehensive team. Our surgical oncologists, radiation oncologists, and our plastic surgeons communicate very closely to develop a treatment plan that's appropriate for the patient. Patients may elect not to undergo breast reconstruction, and down the road, if they decide that breast reconstruction is something that is of interest to them, we are always available to discuss their options.
Why should patients choose the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network for their reconstruction?
At Freighter and the Medical College, we have a comprehensive approach to breast reconstruction with fellowship-trained surgeons and oncologists. We offer the most cutting-edge techniques and the most advanced techniques.
The latest options available at the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Patrick Hettinger, thanks for being with us today. Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting freightert.com.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Want to save big on your next home improvement project? Visit extpros.com today for expert services at unbeatable prices.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
I'm Julia Fello, your top story this half hour. Federal employees are facing cuts, even more layoffs amid the government shutdown.
I'm Telly Hughes, and for John McCure, a student is under arrest in Waushara County.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and westbound 94 looking actually pretty good out of the Marquette until you cross through the zoo. That's where it starts to slow down pretty heavily, too, all the way to Calhoun. On the eastbound side, backing up from about Highway 164 to Springdale, back on the brakes through the zoo interchange all the way to about 35th Street. We've got southbound 41 backing up right past Good Hope Road from just south of Main Street. Then you're back on the brakes from Blue Mound Road all the way down into the Hale interchange, so give yourself tons of time there. Northbound's backed up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 63 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it's partly cloudy and 64 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, as the government shutdown continues, the White House Office of Management and Budget today announced the firing of federal workers has begun. News Nation's Libby Dean.
Those federal employees being fired at these different agencies across the federal government. Now this is quickly facing legal challenges.
The budget office didn't provide the total number of workers to be fired.
Police arrested a Watoma high school student after the teen threatened to shoot law enforcement. On Thursday, a call from within the school revealed the 16-year-old's plan. The student's family later said guns were missing from their home. The school then went into lockdown. Officers found no weapons but took the student into custody.
The man accused of putting super glue into his coworker's soda avoided jail time. 35-year-old Joseph Ross pled guilty to a felony charge of placing foreign objects in edibles. Prosecutors say a woman working at State Fair Park noticed a strong chemical and odor coming from her open drink on her desk. She was also getting sick after drinking it. That's when she set up a hidden camera and captured her coworker, Ross, adding a substance to her drink, which turned out to be super glue. A judge stayed Ross's sentence of 18 months in prison and instead placed him on probation for 3 years.
A Racine Hospital employee faces charges for leaving her disabled child in a car while working.
26-year-old Kayla Hamilton has been charged with felony child neglect. According to our news partners at TMJ4, police say she left her nonverbal autistic daughter in a car while at work at Ascension All Saints Hospital in Racine. This happened Wednesday night when security staff found the child moving around in a car with a car seat attached to her but not secured to the vehicle. Investigators say the child was wearing a coat but no shoes or socks in the mid-40-degree temperatures. If convicted, Hamilton could face over 3 years in prison. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee's newest police officers officially on the force. Friends and family packed the police academy today to celebrate the recruits who are ready to serve our city. Officer Colin Bertrand tells WTMJ.
Well, a lot of people complain about policing today, and I figured instead of sitting there complaining, I want to go and be the change that I want to see and what people want to see. I bet you some of the other people said, don't forget your why. I fully agree with that. And you also got to understand that if you want to do something great, there's going to be hardships and obstacles that you got to overcome.
Officer Bertrand was one of 25 officers to be sworn into the force.
The newest quarterly report from the Milwaukee Police Department has been released, and crime is seeing an overall decline. Compared to 2024, the number of aggravated assaults declined by over 1,000+ cases. Carjacking numbers also decreased by 200 cases, while robberies declined by nearly 500 incidents. Although there were declines in crime across the board, there have been increases in homicides and human trafficking. Police reported 8 additional homicides and 5 more cases of human trafficking found in the city compared to last year.
Get ready for the final big traffic headache on 894.
Hang in there. Just one more weekend left for the 894 resurfacing project that requires a 54-hour closure. Milwaukee drivers, you've been handling it like a champ. As a reminder, starting tonight at 11 p.m., 894 southbound will be closing between Greenfield Avenue and the Hill until Monday the 13th at 5:30 a.m. Along with this, they'll be closing down the ramps from 94 eastbound to southbound and westbound to southbound in the Zoo interchange to help out with traffic control. As usual, everything is weather dependent. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
You can see more details and maps on WTMJ.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. It all comes down to Saturday night at AmFam Field for the Brewers and Cubs. Game 5 of the NLDS with the winner advancing to the NLCS.
We're going to fight back. We have all season. This is not a team that has strung together a losing streak or anything like that, and they've done it in a number of different ways. So I admire our team. I have faith in our team.
That was Brewers manager Pat Murphy following back-to-back losses in Chicago. The advantage for the Brewers going into Saturday's deciding NLDS game will be the fans. Brewers president of business operations, Rick Schlesinger, tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
Having home field advantage, having the crowd, I think that's a big deal. I was at Wrigley for these past 2 games, and Cubs fans were loud, and they were involved in the game, and I think that does make a difference. So I'm expecting, 42,000 screaming Brewers fans to give us the edge on Saturday.
And there are still some standing room only tickets left. First pitch is set for 7:08 on Saturday for Game 5 at American Family Field. Packers linebacker Micah Parsons is expecting a bounce-back performance from the defense after allowing 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys in Week 4. The Packers are 14 points favorites for Sunday's 3:25 kickoff against the Bengals at Lambeau Field. The Badgers football team resumes the Big Ten schedule Saturday night at home against Iowa. It's homecoming in Madison. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock. Badger Sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:38.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanner's Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanner's has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanner's, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanner's in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
4:39 on WTMJ. Every Friday we do something really fun. It's something called
In Case You Missed It.
Okay, I'll go first. This is something to look forward to, baseball-wise. It doesn't involve the Brew Crew. Have you heard of the Savannah Bananas? Oh, yeah! Think baseball, the circus, and something kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters. Banana Ball, it's 2 hours long max. You get a crazy baseball-themed game, a circus in the middle of it, basically. You'll see a player on stilts. They light baseballs on fire and baseball bats on fire. There's a trick pitcher, dancing umpires, and choreographed celebrations, all part of the event. So, it's happening at American Family Field, June 6th and June 7th. Tickets? You have to enter a lottery before Halloween. And may the bananas ever be in your favor.
Wow.
In case you missed it.
So in case you missed it, that goes back to last weekend where Fox Sports NFL analyst Mark Sanchez was not only the victim of a stabbing, but he was also criminally charged. And evidence and information continues to develop in this story that could result in more upgraded charges. Sanchez's attorney entered a not guilty plea, but as more information is released on the victim's condition, upgraded charges are very much a possibility. Now, last weekend, again in Indianapolis, the former NFL quarterback was involved in an accident that saw him stabbed multiple times, then criminally charged. The allegations against Sanchez revolves around an incident in which police said he confronted a 69-year-old truck driver on the job, became aggressive, and then got pepper sprayed and stabbed after things got physical. Now, this is only getting worse because not only the victim has sued Mark Sanchez, but he sued his employer, Fox Sports. So we will definitely keep you updated as more details unfold in this crazy,
And Telly,
bizarre story.
Did you talk about the victim's stab wound on the face and how deep it went?
Yes, so that's the other thing that I was saying. When more information is going to be released of the victim's condition, that's why charges could be upgraded, because it wasn't just a slash on his cheek. The knife penetrated his jaw to the point where it reached his tongue, and he has now been unable to communicate because of this. And he has a son that is getting married and won't be able to attend that because he's still recovering from these wounds. So just depending on the long-term effects of this that could determine if more charges are added to Mark Sanchez. So, ouch.
In case you missed it.
Wow. All right. Well, to follow that one up,
sorry,
back
Debbie.
to the Guinness Book. Back to the Guinness Book of World Records. An Australian bodybuilder broke a Guinness World Record that has stood for nearly a decade. She was able to complete, well, basically the record is for completing the most amount of pull-ups in 1 hour. So, Julia, how about you guess? How many pull-ups did she do in 1 hour to get this record?
I can't even do one. More than 100?
Yeah, Telly?
Gosh, if you're talking Guinness Book of World Records, I'm going to go with, I don't know why, but 427 pull-ups in an hour.
733 pull-ups in 1 hour.
Way.
Whoa!
There's
Jade Henderson.
Does she weigh 5 pounds?
No, she's built. She's 32 years old. She averaged more than 12 pull-ups in a minute to break the record. The original record was 725, set back in 2016. Now, she did want to start training because she wanted to do the most done in 24 hours. But while she was training, she ripped her bicep. She tore her bicep, and she started doing it for 12 hours, and then she tore her bicep. So she went back and said, okay, I'll do it for the most amount in 1 hour. And after she, obviously after she recuperated from that. And so basically she said, I didn't have a set number I was aiming for. I knew it was going to be tough to beat the previous 725. So I was just aiming to get a couple more reps than that. And she just plowed through it, 733.
Oh my gosh.
So you're saying you could get a torn bicep if you do that many pull-ups at one time?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In case you missed it.
Wow. 444 on WTMJ. Our plant doctor, Melinda Myers, is in next.
Hey, John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. I know that, and I know I get it with Pella. They've worked in our house, and we trust them inherently. A lot of customers maybe have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust Pella with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Gina Della leads an incredible team, whether it's in their showroom, which is incredible, the Experience Center in Brookfield, or whether it's when they're in your house, sitting down at the kitchen table or measuring up your stuff. Pella will get it done every single time, and the attention to detail they gave us, man, unbelievable. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month. You get 0% interest for up to 5 years. 0 for 5. Visit PellaWI.com today.
The Wisconsin retirement system impacts over 690,000 people, including police, firefighters, teachers, and UW employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a free webinar. Understand your WRS potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Learn how your WRS pension fits into your financial portfolio and planning. The Annex Financial Planning team is experienced with WRS pensions and holistic financial planning. Register at annexwealth.com/events. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Ooh, something smells good.
Let's see. Melt 2 sticks of butter and add sugar.
Ben, what are you doing?
I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
What? It's way too early for that.
I know, Arvid, but I just can't wait to serve a big family meal on the Flay table from Penny Mustard.
Oh, I love the Flay table. The design is so sleek and simple, yet oh so perfect.
Mix in 2 cups of peanut butter and strained beets.
The Flay's strong Midwest craftsmanship means you'll be serving family feasts on this table for generations.
Half a cup of mayonnaise.
And it's expandable. So as your family grows, the Flay table grows too.
And just a dash of Tabasco.
Hold on. What recipe are you making?
Recipe? What's a recipe?
The Flay table with Kendall chairs, starting at just $287 a month, with no interest until October of 2027, through October 19th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Tastier versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Get
the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Sighting Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Traffic and then weather, Debbie Lazaga.
Well, we've got a crash on 43 southbound right about at Fond du Lac Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so watch for backups coming in from about Capitol Drive down past that point all the way across the Marquette down to the KK River. We've also got another crash on 4394 westbound at Loomis. It's off on the right shoulder. Luckily, you're able to get past it without too much of an issue. Delays, though, on westbound 94 starting at the zoo all the way to Calhoun. On the eastbound side, backing up from the zoo interchange all the way through the stadium to 35th. And then southbound 41, got backups right past Good Hope Road. You're back on the brakes from Blue Mound all the way down to the Hale interchange on the bypass. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 63. Perfect planting weather this weekend. Sunday, mostly sunny. Chance of evening rain on Sunday, a high of 64. Then on Monday, a slight chance of showers. It'll be partly sunny then throughout the rest of the day, a high of 68. And on Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 63. Right now in Milwaukee, it's mostly sunny and 65 degrees. 449 on WTMJ. She is our plant doctor, Melinda Myers. You can watch her recordings and webinars on melindamyers.com. She has a wealth of information. Melinda, thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
So this really caught my eye, planting garlic outdoors. Let's talk about that. And you brought some gifts for us. Thank you.
I did. I'm going to let you guys do a little planting outside or inside. So garlic's a really fairly easy crop to grow. It's kind of one of those very different products. So you buy the bulbs. You want to buy a certified or, a good bulb that's grown for planting. Those in the store may be treated to prevent them from sprouting because they're for eating, right? Mm-hmm. So you buy your garlic from your favorite local garden center or order them online. And now this is the time to start planting. We want the soil to be nice and cool. They need to develop roots this fall. So we're going to plant the cloves. We're going to break that bulb apart into the little cloves, plant those 6 inches apart, 2 to 3 inches deep. After we've prepared the soil, some organic matter if you've got heavy clay, some, of course, Milorganite fertilizer, another low nitrogen, slow release fertilizer. Cover them, water them. Rows can be either double rows 6 inches apart or 18 inches apart if you do single rows, just so you have room to weed between. After you plant and water, mulch heavily with straw. That helps insulate the roots so they grow this fall. Then it freezes, the ground freezes, it keeps them insulated. Pull it back as they grow in the spring, and then you'll be harvesting next summer.
Now, Melinda, please forgive me for my lack of knowledge about this, but with garlic, why is it that you wait until the ground is colder to plant it as opposed to before now?
Great question. That's a great question. So because it needs time to root down, but you don't want it to start growing above ground because our winters are cold. So we want to give it time to develop those roots and just then be locked in the soil nice and cold. We could also plant early in the spring, but our seasons are so short that if you get it started in the fall, they get the cold treatment they need because they do need cold treatment to set and start growing. And then in the spring, you're going to have plants. So that mulch insulates it. So they put down the roots, and then hopefully that's as much as they do. I've had some sprout, and the mulch helps protect them, and then they were fine. They were still fine. But if we do it too early, they're going to put up too much growth and be damaged with the first hard freeze in winter.
What if I want to plant them indoors, garlic?
I'm going to try it for the first time this year, and I brought some for you guys to try indoors or out.
Thank you.
So the fun part is, what I'm excited is you don't need to give them a cold treatment if you only want to harvest the green. So you could take the cloves, plant them a couple inches below the soil surface in a well-drained potting mix in a container with drainage holes, put them in a sunny window or under artificial lights, And then when the leaves are a couple inches tall, you can start harvesting them and use them in salads or cooking or whatever. They'll have a mild garlic flavor. Now, if you want to grow the bulbs indoors, then you need to give them the chill, just like they'd get in the winter here. So then put them in the refrigerator in a perforated plastic bag or pot them up and put them in the fridge for 4 to 6 weeks. Wow. That gives them the chill they need. So crazy gardeners like me, we have an extra fridge for our bulbs. So the family doesn't get worried about what's that stuff in there. Mm-hmm. But then after they've had that chill, then pot them up if they're not already planted. Put them in a good sunny window. Water is needed. You'll need to fertilize those a couple of times as they're growing. Then when the tops die back, that's going to take much longer. That's when you harvest the bulbs. So it's a little more involved trying to do the bulbs indoors. But, gardeners, it's fun. And if you don't have room outside, hey, grow some garlic. Give it a try.
Save some money, too.
That's right.
Also, this is a time to plant your spring flowering bulbs. What does the nighttime temperature need to be?
In the 40s, low 50s, so we're kind of there right now. And just like with the garlic, we want the bulbs to put down the roots. These are things like daffodils, tulips, hyacinths, grape hyacinths. So we want to plant those a depth 2 to 3 times the height of the bulb. So if your tulip's 2 inches tall, you'd plant it 4 to 6 inches deep. You want to prepare the soil, especially if you have heavy clay soil. Poor drainage, your bulbs will rot. So you want to prepare the soil, add some fertilizer like a Milorganite, and then after the ground freezes, if you've had problems with them sprouting, like if you plant them by the foundation of your house and they sprout early or we get those winter thaws, right? Then mulching after the ground freezes in this case. So evergreen branches, if you have a live cut Christmas tree, I always take those branches, use them as mulch. The ground's usually frozen, and that's usually a safe time to do your mulching. Now, if you do like tulips and crocus, so do the squirrels and the rabbits and, ant chipmunks like to dig them up. So you can treat with something like a plant skid. Treat the bulbs. It's an odor-based repellent. Let them dry. Plant them. Once you cover them with soil, then sprinkle some of the granules on the soil surface. I've had good success protecting my tulip bulbs from digging in the fall. Then when they emerge in the spring, I apply it again. I'm out in the country, so I have a lot of wildlife. But even in the city, you get a lot of squirrels and chipmunks, right, digging the bulbs. Yeah. So this is a good way if you want some tulips to still enjoy them and keep the squirrels from eating so many of them.
We just have a minute left, Melinda. We're talking to Melinda Myers, the plant doctor. Go to melindamyers.com. John loves to do this, moving his plants indoors for winter.
Yes.
But how do we make sure that the insects don't move in with us?
So really quickly, so if you can quarantine them, put them in a room without your other indoor plants. Or if you take everything out, that's the safest thing to bring it back in. Check a good shower before you bring them in, a strong blast of water. Treat with insecticidal soap or lightweight horticulture oil like a Summit year-round spray oil. That will help suffocate. Repeat as needed. Gradually reduce the sunlight or put them artificial lights because that's where we get the yellow leaves. Outdoors, those leaves are prepared to absorb all the sunlight, but inside we have less sunlight, so they block some of that out, so we end up with yellow leaves. They'll usually put new ones out, but we're stressed. The plants are stressed, so gradually introduce them to that lower light, to the window they're going to end up at during the winter.
She is the best, the plant doctor, Melinda Myers. She has all of this information that you just heard about. She has recorded webinars on all of this. Go to melindamyers.com, a wealth of information there. melindamyers.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Here's your business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Quick Trip opens a new location in Germantown. It is one of 28 new stores in rebuilds for the La Crosse-based convenience store chain in 2025. The Germantown rebuild replaces another Quick Trip property in the village, which closed on October 1st. Wausau Equipment Company, LLC, announces the elimination of 67 positions as a result of the closure of its New Berlin facility in December. The company manufactures snow removal products and gave no reason for the closure. The Blind Horse Cellar, based in Kohler, expands to a second location in Cedarburg. Wine enthusiasts will find the entire portfolio of Blind Horse wines with more than 20 vintages available at the new location. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
The news is sponsored by the beautiful Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service and luxurious accommodations. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at this newly renovated Milwaukee icon. Enjoy fine dining at acclaimed restaurants and pamper yourself with a service from the Wells Spa and Salon. Experience the hotel's afternoon tea program or take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. I mean, mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Shop smarter with Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan, just a few seconds across the Wisconsin border. Award-winning, organically grown, quality products you can trust. Don't settle for knockoffs in Wisconsin. Get the real deal at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Julia Fello. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news for Friday, October 10th. Our top story, stocks plummet today after news of another potential trade war.
I'm Telly Hughes in for John McCure. Changes are coming to the Waukesha School District.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We do have a crash on southbound 43 heading down past Fond du Lac Avenue. It is off on the left shoulder, but that's something you want to keep in mind because we are definitely seeing delays coming in from Capitol Drive down to the Marquette, actually through the Marquette down to the KK River. Northbound's backing up from National Avenue all the way up through the Marquette up to about Keefe. On southbound 41, backing up from this county line to Good Hope Road, and then again from the zoo all the way down the bypass to the Hale interchange. And then we have a crash as well on 894 westbound at Loomis off on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy tonight, the low will be 50 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. The high will be 63 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is sunny and 64 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a major sell-off on Wall Street today. News Nation's Connell McShane says the plunge was the result of comments from President Donald Trump.
The president earlier today made some comments about China that really have been kind of rocking or upsetting Wall Street investors. He's threatened to escalate his trade war with China. And this post came out on Truth Social earlier where the president claimed that China is becoming hostile, accused Beijing of holding rare earth resources captive, threatening massive increases in tariffs.
The president says he's placing an additional 100% tax on Chinese imports starting November 1st or sooner. At the end of trading today, the Dow was down 878 points, close to 2%. S&P 500 fell almost 2.75%. NASDAQ tanked 3.5%.
The Waukesha School Board is weighing big changes as enrollment continues to drop. District officials presented several options Thursday night, including closing or selling schools, moving sixth graders to elementary buildings, or even eliminating middle schools altogether. The soonest families would see any changes is for the 2026-27 school year. The district says these proposals could save between $2 and $3 million. Board members plan to continue discussions at a future workshop.
Milwaukee police just released their newest quarterly report on crime. They say it has released a crime seeing an overall decline compared to last year. The number of aggravated assaults declined by more than 1,000 cases. Carjacking numbers also decreased by 200 cases. Robberies declined by nearly 500. Although there were declines across the board, there's increases in murders and human trafficking. Police reported 8 more murders, 5 more cases of human trafficking found in our city compared to this time last year.
Milwaukee police are celebrating their newest class of officers. Officers were sworn into the police force Friday morning after finishing their training over the past 6 months. Officer Neese is from Milwaukee and tells WTMJ why she became an officer.
I had to kind of pray and ask God, are you sure? Are you sure this is what I'm supposed to do? Because I felt like there was a calling. So I had to pray and focus on my family and my faith. And I felt like I was in the right spot, and God kept telling me I was in the right spot. So I stuck with it.
25 officers graduated and 3 transferred departments into Milwaukee Police.
42,000 fans are expected to cheer on the Brewers at American Family Field for Game 5. There may be some that are Cubs fans. Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger tells Wisconsin's Morning News to plan ahead for parking.
The parking lot's open 3.5 hours before first pitch. Gates open 2.5 hours before first pitch. I would tell people to try to get preferred parking or advanced parking, before. Don't rely on being able to get a parking space when you show up, because we're literally parking everybody where we can, and there's just only so many spaces.
There's standing room only tickets left. First pitch at 7:08 tomorrow.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 5:05.
John Mercure here for Men's Studios. At Men's Studios, it's long-term wellness is the goal. You're going to feel great when you've been at that massage, when you get one of their 11 customizable treatments. You're also going to feel it long-term. You're going to be able to play with your grandkids, golf, do the things you want to do pain-free. That's the goal at Men. Not just get you out of the crisis state, but get you into a state where you feel good all the time. They've got 2 locations. They customize everything. Check out the website, menstudio.com. I've been in the studios. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're nurturing. They're going to take care of you. Men's Studio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call that's all sports desk. It all comes down to Saturday night for the Brewers and Cubs. Game 5 of the NLDS with the winner advancing to the NLCS.
We're going to fight back. We have all season. This is not a team that has strung together a losing streak or anything like that, and they've done it in a number of different ways. So I admire our team. I have faith in our team.
That was Brewers manager Pat Murphy following back-to-back losses in Chicago. First pitch for Saturday's game is scheduled for 7:08. Packers linebacker Micah Parsons is expecting a bounce-back performance from the defense after allowing 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys in that Week 4 tie.
No one thinks about a good defense. We've seen a lot of good defenses. 11, 12 weeks of the year, they're pretty good. But those other weeks, what did they look like? You know, Denver, Chicago, still get brought up because what they did consistently for 17 weeks. So, you know, we gotta be great. We gotta be great every week.
The Packers are 14-point favorites for Sunday's 3:25 kickoff against the Bengals at Lambeau Field. The Badgers football team resumes the Big Ten schedule Saturday night at home against Iowa. It is homecoming in Madison. Kickoff against the Hawkeyes is set for 6 o'clock. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:08.
Hey, John Mercier here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Serving Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
When it rains, it pours. But sometimes it hails. Or worse.
That tornado warning again is for Fond du Lac and Dodge County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now.
Keep us within reach for Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts.
Even if a tornado does not touch down, we know that there are powerful straight line winds.
On 620 WTMJ and WTMJ.com, Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Julia Fello, and in for John McCure, it's Telly Hughes.
Telly, it's so nice to have you all week.
It's been good.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on 620 WTMJ, you can hear the Reporter's Notebook with WTMJ news anchor and reporter Adam Roberts. So he talks with members of the WTMJ newsroom, as well as reporters from around the state and country, for that matter, this time. Adam Roberts is going to give us a preview of what's happening this Sunday. Hi, Adam.
Hey, Julia, Telly. And yeah, we've got a very exciting interview coming up that I've been trying to nab down since the government shutdown began a few weeks ago. You may recognize here in the studio, and for those listening, if you've got the TV on and you're tuned to CNN, you may oftentimes see a reporter running around through the halls of Capitol Hill trying to chase down a senator or a congressman for comment, rushing, and then off to the next one, and then reporting on it later. It's likely Manu Raju for CNN. He's their chief Capitol correspondent. He also anchors Inside Politics Sunday, and he's been busy over the past couple of weeks of this shutdown. And when we spoke for our coming up episode on Sunday, he made a good point that I think is always good to mention anytime people wonder, like, I see you reporting on the story out in the field. What are you doing outside of that I don't see? And Manu, to his credit, mentions that almost all of our good reporters' work is really never seen by the public.
99% of that, 95 to 99% of it will never get on TV, but it still informs my reporting. It makes me understand what the news is. I get the latest information from the decision makers, and then when there's something that rises to the level of reporting it on TV and on digital, on CNN.com, we do it that way. So there is a ton of work that ultimately gets to those moments that where I catch up to someone in the hallway or off the steps in the Capitol.
Which is good, because I think if I count on my hand the number of times someone has told me, what are you doing outside of when I hear you on the radio? Are you doing any work at all? I kid a little bbit, but it is important to remember that there's so much more that goes on beyond like the 3 hours that Julia and Telly are doing a show on WTMJ.
Oh yeah, people think, oh, you just go right and you start talking for the 3-hour show. No,
yeah,
not even close.
Not even close. We have a 10:30 meeting, and we have 5, 8, 10-minute segments that we have to fill. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So something else interesting that Manu brought up is we're talking about the shutdown, where every lawmaker is so staked in to their talking points. You hear Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, when he gives his press conference. You hear Chuck Schumer stating their points and really not maneuvering all from that. Well, one Wisconsin Senator, Ron Johnson on the Republican side, been in that position for several years and has had multiple interactions with Manu over the course of time. And he mentioned a particularly interesting encounter when Senator Johnson was trying to avoid the press on Capitol Hill.
There was a moment where he faced some controversy post the January 6th committee had revealed some of his interactions during that time, and he was trying to avoid the press, and he was on the phone, and he actually was not on the phone, pretended to be on the phone, and one of the reporters in our gaggle noticed it and said, "Hey, you're not on the phone. We can see you're not on the phone." And then he put his phone down, and then he started to engage in that.
I think we laugh at it, but I would be lying if I said that I've never, in a socially awkward situation, thrown the old phone up when clearly it's not actually in a call, just so I can maneuver my way out. And Manu has so many more interesting stories about the different tactics that congressmen will use to try and get around the multitude of reporters that are in a public building like Capitol Hill is, or our state capitol here in Madison, looking for that soundbite because, hey, I'm on deadline. I got to make it for the 4 o'clock. Give me something I can use. And there's so many different ways that lawmakers try to navigate around that. So that was interesting to talk about.
I was confronting someone when I worked in Kalamazoo, Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
and they acted like they were on the phone, and then their phone started ringing.
Uh-oh.
So busted.
Yeah,
he was
you're like,
so
hey,
busted.
You're like, hey, so what's up with that?
Just
like,
call someone.
Yeah.
You know?
Just making it. Call
I've
your
done that
mom.
before.
She probably
I've
hasn't
done
heard
that.
from you in a while.
Oh, right.
I've done that. I said, yeah, hi, Dad. Yeah. And he's like, do you just want to be on the phone? I'm like, yeah.
Anyway, great conversation with Manu Raju from CNN. That's coming up this Sunday at 10 on WTMJ.
I wonder how many steps he gets in. You know,
he's got his health app on his iPhone is probably bars off the charts for steps.
WTMJ's Adam Roberts, Reporter's Notebook, Sunday at 10 a.m. Adam, thank you.
You bet.
5:15 on WTMJ.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, talking about employee benefits today, and R&R Insurance, of course, a great benefits program for all of us here at Good Karma Brands. So when it comes to benefits, what are some of the real challenges employers are facing today?
Vince, the buying environment has not been easy for many employers, really driven by cost increases and the rapid innovation in today's specialty prescription drugs and medical treatments. The explosion of GLP-1 drugs and their usage is impacting planned financials. Specialized gene therapies are revolutionizing medicine, but also sending shockwaves through health plan economics and risk management frameworks.
So, Jeff, of course, managing an employee health plan, doing that well takes time. It takes expertise. So how is R&R supporting its clients and keeping them informed on all of these issues you just mentioned?
Sure. We have an elite team of analytics resources that blend their years of experience with technology and innovation when designing plans for our clients. We use strategy and our expert resources to help you control costs and maximize the value of your employee benefits plan. Plus, we provide local management and service and support all over the state.
So what else can R&R Insurance provide that sets you apart?
We help employers brand their benefit package in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. Most importantly, we'll manage and provide as much support as you need for your open enrollment and beyond. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy and immediate access to benefits information for themselves and their families 24/7.
Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Traffic and then weather, Debbie Lazaga.
Well, still seeing delays along southbound 43, basically from about Bender Road all the way down past Silver Spring. You're back on the brakes from Capitol Drive down to an accident scene at Fond du Lac Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder. Once you get past that, it looks okay until you hit the Marquette. Then it's going to be slow all the way down to the KK River crossing. On the northbound side, we've got backups coming from about Kilbourne all the way up to just around the North Avenue curve. We've got westbound 94 starting to slow down west of Highway 100 into Waukesha County. You're on and off the brakes basically right to about Calhoun. Eastbound slows down from the Zoo interchange all the way to about 27th Street. So still going to be a hefty ride there. And a squad is on scene on the accident on 894 westbound at Loomis. That is off on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy tonight, the low will be 50 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 63 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny. There's a chance of evening rain, a high of 64 degrees. Then on Monday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny, a high of 68. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 63 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is partly cloudy and 64 degrees. Wisconsin's afternoon news is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Visit DaveDrakeCamp.com. So there's some things that can turn you off, right? Okay. Especially when you're dating. We're both married now, Telly.
Yes.
So we don't have to worry about that. But there's an interesting study that just came out, and it focuses on women internationally. They looked at 144 different countries, including the U.S., and it says women would rather stay single than compromise on their political views. I thought that was really interesting.
That is very interesting.
We all have our own icks. What I love is to hear other people's opinions, especially if they don't agree with me. I don't know why. I guess because I'm a reporter and I want to hear both sides. I do have friends that do not want to hear the other side at all. So researchers from the University of Jena in Germany analyzed data for more than 13,000 single women across 144 counties using responses from a partner survey. And it shows that far left women were the pickiest, okay? This is the study. 47% say they'd prefer to remain single than date a man whose beliefs clash with their own. While the opposite side of the spectrum, 41% of right-leaning women said the same, with only 22% of politically moderate women saying that it's ideological for people who are against radical or extreme political and religious views are viewed as a deal breaker. So I thought that was really interesting. You know, we were talking about this before, and back in the day it was, what is your religion? What is your race? And now it's what's your political views?
Yes, yes. And Julia, when you first brought this subject to my attention, I really wanted to talk about it because I am fascinated by how things have changed and has evolved, where that wasn't even a question back in the day. You're right. It was first religion and then ethnicity, and then maybe you'll get into your political views and things of that nature. But the environment that we live in right now, and it's such a hot button issue that it is so amazing that it has entered the dating world where you can really be into someone, but then you find out they may be a liberal or conservative, and you're like, oh, this will never happen. Like, I feel like that is such a dangerous place to be, where you are deciding, now what your future is in terms of if this is going to be someone I'm going to be with, if this is someone I'm going to start a family with. Like, well, I can't start a family with someone that believes that, such and such, or, he's a...
Or loves Donald Trump, or loves Joe Biden.
Exactly. And just because that's your political view doesn't mean that encompasses your whole
identity.
Right. Like, that is, to me, that is incredible. I mean, because just to, check off all these other boxes that used to be prerequisites for dating, now you have to add your political views and stances on this application of, potential partners. I just think that is so crazy. And you started it off by saying it, and I'll end this by saying this. I am so glad I am married and have been married for 20 years.
Minds can change. It's okay to change your mind.
Yes.
It's okay to hear someone else's point of view.
I know this for a fact. I'm not making this up. Your president right now used to be a Democrat.
There you go.
He used to be a Democrat. So you mean to tell me if you later change your mind and your party affiliation, you're going to look back and say, gosh, lost a girl on that one. That was the one I should have married.
So ignorant, so disappointing.
That is. And again, I just, it leaves you no room to later change your mind. So that means who you are at 25, you're expected to be the same at 45.
No way.
The same at 65.
No way.
Come on. Exactly. So, but I mean, people do live in the now, and they don't think about, the future. And to think that a relationship can be fostered or eliminated by where you stand right now in 2025 is
horrible.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a friend from high school, and I just went out to drink with her with some other girlfriends, and she works on Capitol Hill behind the scenes. She is a Democrat, and she told me that she's most attracted to Republican men. And she made it like a dirty thing that she said that. Come on, guys.
It is dirty if her fellow her colleagues find out, like, oh, you're crushing on that Republican? Like, how could you do that?
Oh, my goodness. All right, time for news about your money and your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Wow, everything in the red when Donald Trump was talking about possible tariffs.